Hello, 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 and welcome to the 33rd video of this little series we have going. So the recommended movie of the week is none other than Halloween Town. I would highly recommend watching this movie. Just because it's Halloween doesn't mean you have to watch the movie. If you want to watch it in like March, April, go ahead. It's an amazing movie. It's just that good of a movie that you don't need to enjoy it just around Halloween. But because it is Halloween, when this video is being made, I did put this movie on. But you can watch it in the summertime if you want. Honestly, this is a great movie that doesn't just need to be watched for Halloween. But if you really love Halloween Town like I did, you can watch their other movies because Halloween Town was just that good that they made other movies regarding Halloween Town. But without further ado, our lesson, canceling out zeros. Now I've left off everybody saying that you should not worry about 10 because I was going to teach you a little trick to deal with that. And here we are. We're going to learn that trick on how to deal with 10. And yeah, so for starters, as you can see with the title of this video, canceling out zeros, that is basically the essence of what you will be doing. You will be canceling out zeros. What I mean, so let's say, what's 10 times 9? 90, right? So if I say 90 divided by 10 would equal 9, of course, right? So I just want to get that straight. So let's do 90 divided by 10. We know the answer already, but that's not the point. Do 90 divided by 10. Now, what do you think we're going to be doing? Starring this, what do you think we're going to be doing? Exactly. This has 1 0. This has 1 0. Cancel. Cancel. Now we're left with 9 divided by 1. You memorize that table. What is 9 divided by 1? 9. It is that simple. Let's go with another one. 240 divided by 60. So we cancel out any zeros. Bring the rest down. So we have 24 and we have 6. 24 divided by 6 is none other than 4. It's that simple. Now, as you can see with the 60, the rule doesn't just apply to 10. It applies to any number that has a 0 after it. Now, if I do 474 divided by 10, there's no 0 here, but there's a 0 here. So we can't cancel out zeros. They have to be on both sides to cancel out the zeros. For instance, if I did 474, let's do divided by 0, that divided by 10. They both have 1 0. Perfect. Cancel out this 0. Cancel out that 0 because it's 1 0 here and 1 0 here. So we get this divided by 1. What's a number divided by 1? The number itself. That's a rule that was stressed in last video, and if you don't know it, then it's okay. You know now that if I divide a number by 1, I get that exact number. But if I said, let me think, divided by 10, what would that be? Actually, no, do not do this, please. You're confused right now. You're a little stopped. You're a little unsure. You're like, I don't like this that much. It's because when we did an example, they both had 1 0 on this side. But this one has 3, and this one has 1. Now, that is next video's problem. In this video, the number of zeros on both sides will be equal. So it could look like this. And all we have to do is cross out the zeros, bring down the rest, and divide. Sorry, divide. Now, if I did, let me think, 400 divided by 80, this one has 2, and this one has 1. I'm going to give you a little introduction to the next video. So how many zeros do you think we have to cancel out now? Exactly, just 1. Because this one only has 1. We can't cancel out 2 zeros. Whatever we cancel out on this side, we have to cancel out on that side. Whatever we cancel out on this side has to be the same exact number of zeros as we cancel out on that side. So we bring out the rest, 40, because we couldn't cancel out this 0. The 8, I think you know what 40 divided by 8 is. Yep, none other than 5. And this is why I'm stressing, please memorize your your division tables, please, because I'm going to go through these videos and I'm going to hold you to the standard that you did know these things and concepts. And if you don't, that's okay. Take as long as you need. There is no rush for you to memorize this stuff. Trust me, no one is on your tail knocking on your door or just knocking on your door asking for you to memorize this. Take your own time, work at your own pace. But sooner or later you have to know these, because things will get a bit more complex. And if this is already getting a bit complex because you don't know 40 divided by 8, maybe it's a little sign for you to memorize your division tables. But if you're fine and you're like, I memorize my division tables, this is a piece of cake, because all I have to do is just say bye bye 0, bye bye 0, and I turn big numbers into small numbers, then you're doing awesome. A-okay. Now, if I got this big number divided by this big number, find the answer. I'm not gonna say anything. Find the answer. What do you think the answer is? Pause the video. I'm gonna pause myself for another 3 seconds, and we're gonna go through this video. So, whenever I see zeros at the end of a number, and it's on both sides, because remember, if we cancel out zeros on this side, we have to do it on that side. So if this side doesn't have zeros, we can't do it on this side. Since they both have zeros, we can cancel out zeros. This one has 6. This one has 6. So how many do you think we're going to cancel? Cancel 6 here, 6 there. What are we left with? 12 divided by 6. Simple as that. We get a 2. Awesome. Now, if I did this divided by this, because I know some of you have questions like, what if the zero's in the middle of the number? What if it's not just in the end? Because a 0 can appear either in the middle of a number or at the end of it, or if you had a decimal place, it can appear before a number. But please do not worry about decimals right now. I will get to decimals. The trick does not work with decimals. As I am aware, if that changes, I'll let you know in the future videos. But please do not worry about decimals right now. So right now, your main concern is that a 0 can appear in between a number, in between two different numbers, or at the end of a number. Now, you're like, well, 1 0, 1 0, cancel these things out. I get 34 divided by 2 equals 17. Absolutely not. Do not do this. Do not even think of doing this. Just because they have the same number of zeros, or they have zeros on both of the sides of the equations, please do not cancel them out. This cannot be canceled. If a 0 is in between two numbers, you cannot cancel it out. You just have to know here's 4 divided by 20. Do not worry about this. I'm not asking you to solve it. I'm just giving you an example of, let's say, if I used 104 divided by 200, and you see this, you would instantly know that even though the zeros are behind this number, there's a 0 in the middle. And a 0 in the middle cannot be canceled out. So I do not know how to do this. Now, I'm going to just do one example. Why not? Change up the last example a bit. Solve this one out, and I'm going to sign off. I'll pause the screen, pause the video. I'm going to pause myself for another 3 seconds. Alright. So, they both have 1 0. Now, all the examples I gave you have the same number of zeros. As I said before, they're not going to always have that, and that's what we're going to analyze in the next video. So cancel them out. Whoopsies. 14 divided by 2, we get 7. Now, some of you write 7 like this. I write 7 like that. Same exact thing. Just for any of you that were wondering. So what we learned is that if there's zeros on both sides, we can cancel them out. However, if a 0 appears in the middle of a number, or just here, like this, these zeros cannot be canceled out. These zeros do not apply to the rule. The only zeros that apply to the rule are the zeros at the end of a number. So I want you to remember that. You can only cancel out zeros at the end of a number. And if they have different zeros, different number of zeros on both sides. So if this was like 14, like that, and this one was like that, do not worry about that, because that's what next video is about. But just remember that you can only cancel out zeros at the end of a number. And if it appeared like this, just divided by 2, no zeros, you cannot cancel out any zeros because both sides need to have zeros in order for you to cancel out zeros. Take those 3 things, or whatever, as many things as I said with you, just to make sure you solidified it. Know about your canceling zeros rule. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Check out the worksheets. Check out the Khan Academy game. And alright guys, hope you enjoyed this little video here. Stay safe, stay cool, and stay learning. Bye-bye.